So I found out longshoring in New West, and I found out the location of the longshore all, and that's where I went. Started in 1958. It's nothing but hard work. There was no easy stuff in those days.
No easy stuff, I remember. It was hard work.
Yeah, it's definitely hard work. But it was good.
In those days, what did you have a pin or did you have a for push in? How was the job pick? How was the jobs? How did it work?
Job pick, just they needed so many men, they would take so many, just you.
There was no card system or
No.
pin system at all.
No, till later on they did. But in the earlier days it was just kind of pick and choose, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, so that's how it was.
Yeah.
So
So I got an ample work. As long as you're willing to work there, the work was there.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And who were your first workmates that you were working with?
Oh, I worked with lots of people there. Got to know them very well. And I worked in Gang 8. That was called the Big Gang. Gang 8, they got all the big hatches all the time. They were always a cleanup gang. I was the smallest man in there, and I was 10 and a half, 11. And I was the smallest one in there, and the rest are all bigger than me. It's called Borik's Gang, Gang number 8.
Boris Gang, I remember Boris Gang, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Gang.
Tough gang, all
Oh,
the boys.
number 2 hatch, number 4 hatch, and all the cleanup.
Yeah, and the other
First
guys.
one's on and the last one's off.
Yeah, that was Boris Gang. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were well known for that.
Oh, yeah. They worked hard. They worked that
Yeah,
wouldn't,
Was
leave.
there much machine work done there, like lift truck or anything? Cause it's
No
all,
lift trucks, no nothing. Just all by hand. PVs, just rollers, roll them on rollers, slide them into place and then flip them off. Take them into the wing and then put one end up and one guy hold the PV and the other three guys pick the timber up and put it up in the air and into place.
do that all day long.
All day long. And in those days, a ship would come into Fraser Mills. They load it from the bottom to the deck load, and it would probably be there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
No, I would say, no, maybe it wasn't 3 weeks. Be there a long time anyway, right from the skin right from the below, right to the top deck. Be 3 weeks.
Yeah, it would be at least 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
about
hand stow and
all
stuff.
hand stow.
Yeah. And what docks did you work at?
New West, mostly.
And what docks were they?
Well, they had the overseas.
And
transport.
overseas is exactly where it was.
Overseas on Front Street.
And now they have it all
River.
torn down now.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's all shops and stuff. And there used to be a big dock there, right from Gillies right down. And then they had the Pacific Coast Terminal right to the old Queensboro Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I started working, the old
Yeah.
Queensboro Bridge.
In those days, they
Pacific Coast
had
Terminals.
cafes and everything down
Yeah,
there.
that cafe used to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
well-known one.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah.
And I remember the old lady with the bus at Overseas.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She was
Yeah, they used to have that lunch bus.
Yeah,
People go there and get their coffee.
yeah. Get the
One guy would go for coffee for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they were hard, grueling work, but stayed pretty healthy.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you had no flab in those days.
no. You were you had no flab, and it was
no
just solid
flabs.
muscle.
Yeah,
You know.
but it was good, healthy work.
Oh yeah, and the pay was good.
Yeah,
I mean, I started when I was 16, and I thought I was making all kinds of money, compared to what a 16-year-old would make.
I remember in those days we had about 3-4 companies. We get about 3-4 different checks.
Yeah, you know who got my first? I got my first paycheck from. Handed me my first paycheck. Harvey Elder
Harvey Elder.
at Empire, in the locker. Had to go there, and he handed me my first paycheck.
Yeah, he just died.
Yeah, we were going to interview him, and hey, he passed away. The poor guy.
Yes, I heard a few guys tell me that he passed away. They told me Bill Trobachek was at the funeral.
Yeah,
Bill was blind.
yeah, he's blind now.
That's too bad, eh?
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. And then Keith Burton, Herman Kreis.
Yeah, you and him and Chrysler.
A lot of orangutans
Right.
and good people.
Yeah,
Excellent people.
you and him and Chrysler had quite the time together.
Herman Kreisler and I worked down in Long Beach, San Pedro, Wilmington, all over the place.
Yeah, you
We were
traveled.
there on a travel card once.
Mm-hmm.
3 months one year and 3 months the next year. We
Yeah.
were 2 years there.
Oh yeah,
For 3 months.
yeah. You and Herman Chrysler were a team, quite
Oh,
a team.
God. What a great man he was.
Yeah, yeah. I
miss
wish I
him.
could have interviewed him. We could have got a lot of stories.
True stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, good man. He was.
Now,
I think of him often.
yeah,
Him and his buddy Charlie
yeah,
Letourneau.
yeah. Letourneau and that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all them guys.
yeah.
Don Hayden.
Yeah. John
You
Hayden,
know,
those
all
guys
those people.
hanging
Keith
around.
Burton.
Yeah, hanging around the Windsor.
Lynn Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All
what a
those
gang.
guys.
What a gang.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And those old Liberty ships we had to work on.
Oh.
Boy.
Creosote ties,
Yeah.
winging them up in the little Liberty ships. Hot sunny day, burning your eyes.
Yeah,
We're filling the deep tanks with creosote ties.
yeah.
In the hot, come out of the hot.
Hot weather. Oh,
Deep tanks.
yeah. I know. I wouldn't.
And then you
have
fill in the
taken-
ribs
Yep, and
with 2x6s and
Yeah.
ties.
yeah, rib stove.
Oh, my God.
What they had
And
us
then
do.
we had pulp,
Yeah,
400-pound bags.
and hand stove
Yeah,
pulp.
yeah, bales of pulp.
Babes, yeah, do it by hand.
And 100-pound bars of lead.
Yeah.
When you got zinc, you thought it was a real treat.
Yeah.
They're
You could-
65
yeah,
pounds.
That was, you could go fast.
Yeah. It'd slide into place nice.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
throw
yeah.
them from 15 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those 112-pound bars of lead packing them in.
Yeah.
But we used to do pretty good. I mean, we could hang hook on the hook.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the 2 guys to a load, and you could,
Oh, yeah.
hey, roll it in. There you go. It was,
Well, it was good work.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I just come out of a bad place to work there. I put in 6 years on the green chain at Fraser Mills before I went longshoring.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a never-ending job.
Oh,
And I lied about getting my job then.
mhm.
I was a big boy, but I was only 14. You had to be 15 to get the job. But we went by the personnel office every time we went to school. Went home from school
Yeah.
and come down King Edward Avenue right down into the mill. Because we used to go to school at Burnett and Schoolhouse Road
Mm-hmm.
and Millardville. So I'd stop in there without fail every day. I'd go in there. There's 2 people there asking, the personnel office, how old are you and whatever, what do you weigh? I'd go in there and say, "Oh, you got a job for me? Are you 15? Yep." I was only 14. But anyway, I'd do that every day, and they would feel my muscles and weigh me and jack me around. Finally, on June 14, 1945, anyway, they said, "We're going to hire you if you're 15. Finally.
Well, you just got the job in
Oh yeah.
1949?
Yeah. No.
1958.
1958. Was it 58?
You were 14.
Yeah.
And you were lying,
Yeah.
telling me
Oh
you
yeah. So anyway, they give me a pin clock number. 176. I'll never forget it.
Oh.
176. So you had to punch the clock because if you were 5 minutes late, they would dock you 15 minutes. So I was never late.
Oh, yeah.
Then I took night shift because it's 5 cents an hour more. So I was making 72 cents an hour night shift. And what an endless job. There's people bigger than me. They would work 5-10 minutes and we're out of here. Nobody stayed. All the lumber you pulled, what you missed went off the end of the chain. And they'd pick it up and throw it back at you.
Oh.
Again, there's no end to it.
No.
Just brutal. No rollers.
No roller.
No roller chains or nothing.
Oh, wow.
And then they had horse and buggy in those days, taking these carts with the four steel prongs there on the side to hold the lumber in. They'd fill it up and then hook a horse to it.
They didn't have no lift truck then and
No,
nothing?
no.
No strads?
No,
Nothing?
no, hell no. Yeah.
Well, so longshoreing then wasn't too hard for you when you had...
Oh, geez, I come out of there and I was just so muscle bound there. I'd go home and I'd be just aching. My dad would always pat me on the shoulder. Son, hard work never hurt nobody. Back I'd go, aching and I'm telling you, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So when you heard about, hey, those...
Longshoring,
Longshoring.
figured I'd try it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was worked out.
Good. No, you were the first East Indian that I know of that was at 502.
Yeah.
What was it like being a first East Indian?
No problem at all.
That was good.
No problem. Never had a problem.
Well, that's good. So what do you think of the changes did you see in
Well, you've seen lots of changes. You know, it's come a long ways. Now we got girls working there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's the days of hard work are gone.
Yes, the days of hard work.
Yeah.
Which maybe just me.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Believe me. In those days, only the fittest survived.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what types of jobs did you have?
Well, longshoring, and then
Yeah,
later
in
years,
longshoring.
Well, down the pit.
Down the pit?
Down the pit, and I drove winch too for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then after working longshoring, I transferred over to the coal dock.
Mm-hmm.
Worked there as an operator till I retired.
Mm-hmm. Did you do much checking?
Oh yeah,
Out of the
I
home?
checked too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, checked for longshoring. You worked your way up.
Yeah. Did you do any car ships?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Car ships were good. Finish at 4 hours and you're gone.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you and Herman Kreisler have got some stories you can tell on the beach.
Oh,
You
He was,
Well-
he was the greatest guy going.
tell me a story about you and Herman Kreisler, what you guys did.
Oh, well, let's say we worked down south there, and we had a ball down there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody treated us 100%. In fact, one of the longshoremen had his car in the impound when we got down there and we're drinking. He said, well, you guys need a car to get around in. The hall's in Wilmington, And we stayed in Wilmington. Then from Wilmington, we got our dispatch. One day, Herman would go and get us a job. I'd stay, sleep in. The next day, I'd go get a job for Herman and I. And these guys would tell us what to take. They tell us to take the one that's going to finish early, run and drop and all this stuff. They had different versions.
Mm-hmm.
God, we only worked about 4 hours a day, you know.
And that was good in those days.
Yeah, and then we got on the bulk site once, and I said, and everybody takes a 6-pack of beer with them to work down there. Takes it, puts it in the fridge down there. Coffee time, you can go have a beer.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I was shocked. Herman says to the guy, "I got some beer in the car in the parking lot." So Herman starts to go to the parking lot to get it, and the foreman whistles, and he says, throws the keys of his pickup truck. He's take my pickup and go get it. So he comes back with a beer. The foreman, he didn't drink, but he says, "You guys go ahead." So we had a couple of beer, and then we were on a ship that was a drop and run. Or they described it as a drop and run, like you start out with about 20 guys, and then gradually, as the cargo was done, they cut off men. So Herman and I were about the last 3 or 4 left. Where's the you Canucks go and have a beer? The bar's still open. They only closed for an hour to change staff and clean up, change crews, and they're open again. Yeah. It was great. Met a lot of nice people there. Went to Santa Anita racetrack. Every Saturday, Sunday. Went to Disneyland. Went all over.
That was good. That in those days you could get traveling cards and work.
Yeah,
the
but
whole
now
coast.
they cut the traveling cards out after that.
Yeah, I remember. I was in '61. You get traveling cards and go down and you could work.
A lot of the boys went down to Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To command.
Yeah, but we loved California.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
They treated us 100%.
Now, that hall they had on 10th Street was it still there when you started?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hall was there for ages.
Yeah, I remember when I used to watch and they had a little round peg they would put in for going
Oh
over.
yeah, put your peg in.
Put your peg in.
Yeah. I remember Conrad Ferguson came in from Surrey to the hall to plug in for 4 o'clock. He hit a Chinese fellow. And he says to him, he said, "Just wait here, I'll be right back. I got to put my peg in."
Yeah, that's Conrad Ferguson, all right.
Conrad Ferguson.
Yeah.
He didn't miss much.
No, he did not.
One time there, he was going to work. It was raining something fierce. Going down below on steel. I said, "What are you, some kind of a nut?" You know, I mean, he don't need the money. He's got more money than anybody else. And here he's going to go down below on steel. And it's raining like crazy. I couldn't understand it.
No. Hey, do you know who's still working? And Hank Osima.
Yeah.
He's retired and he's still working.
Yeah.
But, but.
Well,
Oh yeah, Conrad Ferguson. I tell you, he got some stories about him. Oh, we could have interviewed him.
I went over to his house one time on Town Line Road.
Mm-hmm.
Christ almighty, that house was built like you'd think a kid had built it, like it was all like in squares.
Mm-hmm.
And then for cupboards, the goddamn apple boxes in there. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Somebody said one time he transported a horse or something. He put it on the flat deck and put a cinch on it. That's what somebody said. I think must have been bullshit. But anything's possible with him.
Yeah, anything was possible.
And the guy said the cows had nothing to eat. It was all rocky there.
Yeah.
He says somebody threw a bale of hay over there and got stampede.
Oh yeah.
The stampede. Yeah, he was quite a character.
Yeah, he was. He was quite the character. Well, I tell you,
There's a lot of characters around.
a lot of characters around that.
No Sock Smith,
Yeah.
tough
Yeah.
old bugger, you know.
Oh, Smitty was.
Smitty,
Oh,
tough.
tough guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
Well-
quite a few characters around.
When I started, they always had strads and lift trucks going, working, you know, at PCT and
Yeah.
overseas. When did they start coming into the job? The strads and the how far?
Oh, I don't even remember. I never had much of that automation.
Yeah, but I mean, you started in '58, so you must have saw it come in a bit.
Yeah, but, well, they had them like loading trucks in the lumberyard
Yeah.
at the parking lot behind PCT
Mm-hmm.
by the Turnamo. We used to go to the Turnamo for a beer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it was a good place to work, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad I went there. I would give you a hell of an experience. And the pay was good, and it kept me pretty healthy.
And the guys were good. They had had some awful fun times working. We had some parties down there in the job.
Oh yeah. There's only one thing better than a party was another one. Yeah, always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There were some parties there. And we,
It was good, enjoyable. People were people, and they pretty well stuck together. You know,
Yeah.
it was great. Yeah.
I know there's very little training there. You know, you were just told to go up on that machine. I remember I got up for driving steam winches. It would be saying, "Hey kid, come on up and drive."
Yeah.
That's how you learn. You just,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Well, that's how Herman Kreisler and I one time were in Longshore Hall.
Mm-hmm.
This is a classic. So we'd never been to the coal dock, Roberts Bank.
Yeah.
So we went in the hall and only two jobs, two cat drivers. I looked at Herman and Herman looked at me. Herman said, "Let's go check that place out." Have you ever drove a cat? He said, "No." He said, "Have you?" I said, "No." So away we go. We get the slip. Okay, we'll take it. We get out there. Roger Prince was our foreman. And he says, "You two come with me," he says, out the back. "Finish your coffee and come with me." He was parked behind the hall, behind the lunchroom at Roberts Banks. So he drives us out to the big pile out there. Lots of piles, 3 or 4 piles. 2 big cats sitting there, uglier than hell, and I never drove one in my life, and neither had Herman. So he's, "There you are, one for you and one for you." I said, "Well, do you mind starting them up?" So he started them both up. He said, "Okay, see you boys," and away he went. So anyway, we got on them, and I'm telling you, we were doing the wrong things. We didn't know how to start them even. But anyway, I went up a little bit, and then I was coming backwards, and I'm trying to hit the brake. You're supposed to hit the gas to slow it down, not the brake. So anyway, I was clang, 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 clang. I'm running backwards. I'm ready to bail out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyway, after a bunch of trial runs and dips and bumps, and so we come in for a coffee, Herman and I. And this, I guess this guy was watching us out there. Foreman for the maintenance. He says, "How you boys making out there on the coal pile?" Herman says, all the holes are dug. You plant the potatoes anytime." That was about the size of it. But anyway, they wanted to shove so much coal in, and we're finished. So we got it done. I think it was a 4,200 ton of coal or something, or I don't know what amount it was. But we got it done, and we were off earlier than
Yeah.
the rest of them. So it worked out for a couple of rookies.
Yeah, rookies.
Huh? Never been on a cat before.
No, but hey, that's
worked.
that's how we lived those days.
Yeah.
Just hop on it
Yeah.
and get going. Oh yeah.
Just like one time, there's a lot of comical things went on. One time, Herman and I were checking this. 5 of us checking, every checker for every hatch, and we're loading sacks of flour. So I said, "Herman, count the pile," because at 9 o'clock, Red O'Donnell, he was a water boy. And he says, come on, he says to Herman, going over to the Best at 9 o'clock because they open at 9. We started at 8. Come on, we're going for a beer. And I said, well, count the pile, Herman. I says, oh, I'll count it later. I'll take the average. So anyways, I'm going to count mine. So I counted the pile and we went. And about 11:30, the supercargo always wanted an idea of how much cargo was in around noonish, 11:30. So he says, what have we got, Herman? How much we got in? And Herman just divided 5 hatches times, And he told him and told him the figure, and the supercargo said, Herman, we couldn't have that much. We've been broke down for 2 hours. And then he said, get out of here. Go for lunch.
Well, that was true. All right, that was true.
No, there's a lot of comical things and good things and bad things, but everything worked out good.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt.
No, everything came out in the wash. It was all good.
Yeah, geez, that was funny. Yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah.
Sure miss the old timers there.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
Herman, we even talked about it, eh? He had a bypass, for his heart. And in those days, he was around under 50 or around there. And it seemed like no problem, But the poor bugger, he just didn't make it, eh?
Yeah.
And about 5 years later, I had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a triple bypass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I died twice and come back out of it.
Oh yeah.
But right now, I've got cancer of the esophagus.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't eat nothing. I've been running back at 14 treatments of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel not bad,
Yeah. Well, you look good. You've lost weight, a bit and stuff.
Yeah, I feel
You
pretty
need
good.
a quarter ton or whatever.
I feel pretty good. Need some more chocolate. Touch up my suntan. Chocolate milk and burnt toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so anyway, see what comes.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I ended up in emergency here 2 weeks ago.
Oh
At the
yeah.
Columbian, and now I'm back home to my rest home.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got this
Oh.
tube here for feed at night.
Oh yeah.
They hook this up for 4 hours at night,
Oh yeah.
once a night. Gotta flush it all the time and keep it clean.
Oh.
That's why I'm in here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd be hard to be by yourself.
Well, I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in my house.
Yeah.
House is sitting there vacant. I want to rent it out.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for some of this shit. This cost me about $3,800
Oh yeah.
or more.
Oh boy.
It must cost about 20, close to $3,000
Mm-hmm.
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something. And who else did you hang around with?
Well, nobody really.
Ah, you know, yeah. What was the hall like? The dispatchers, and what did you think of the union back in those days?
It was fine. No, nobody bothered. It was everything looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out of work. Remember, like I came. I wanted to come to longshoring, but I guess it was pretty tight. So I went down the terminal one time and I met this guy by the name of Al. He used to be our dispatcher. Al Curry was his name.
Yeah, I know Al Curry.
Al
Yeah.
Curry, yeah, an old guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm down there and having a beer. And anyway, this guy said, "Hi, how you doing there?" I don't know. I don't know. They looked like a janitor to me, the guy,
Mm-hmm.
or a guy having a beer. He said, "Come on over." I guess he just wanted a couple of beer. I figured, I'll buy him a beer. So I bought him a beer, had a beer with him, and he said, "What are you doing?" And he told me, "Come and see me on 10th Street. Give me the number of the hall, the address. come and see me tomorrow, he said. Twice I went down there in the morning, spotted me and sent me to work to Fraser Mills. George Phelan was running the ship.
Oh, yeah.
And shit, you know, I got out there and Christ, I looked like I was stay there forever. And every time George would need somebody, he says, Jack Singh around? He phoned all. Yeah, he's here. Send him out. Al Curry says, Father Phelan wants to see you at Fraser Mills. Father Phelan. He said he was head foreman for Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I worked a lot there.
Yeah, you would before that.
Well, I was doing my job, I guess.
Yeah, doing your job, doing what it was.
Yeah. He always asked for me if I'm around. Every time he phoned for something. So I got out if I wasn't working.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. So I got no kicks.
Mm-hmm.
But Roberts Banks was a lot better.
Yeah,
Easier, but
yeah.
like I say, you got to go through
Yeah.
the ranks.
Yeah. What crew were you on, Roberts Banks?
B for best.
B for the best. Eh?
Yeah.
And who was all in there when you were there?
Oh, Bob Hanson, Jimmy O'Donnell, a whole bunch of good guys.
Yeah. They're all retired now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, all.
all retired.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they were good times at West Shore. A lot of good times
Yeah.
we had there.
And then after I finished West Shore, I went janitoring at the hall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which I kind of liked. You know, because you meet
Yeah.
all the guys.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's good.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Getting old. I'm 82.
82 now.
82 now, and just had a birthday, 9th of January, made 82.
Yeah.
And like I say, if I'm lucky, I'll make another one.
Oh, I think you're going to make a lot more. You look pretty healthy to be,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
You look
anyway.
pretty good.
Like I say, you never know. Here today or gone to Maui.
Yeah, gone to Maui. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Those old ships putting up the tents. That with me, those are the tough things. Putting up tents in the rain.
Oh.
And, you know, setting gear.
Well, you had to have a knack to that.
Mm-hmm.
I never got too involved in that. I wasn't too interested.
No. Yeah.
I just soon do the bulwark.
Yeah.
You know, well, they put the tent up. I mean, the only guys that knew how to do it was the topside, more
Yeah.
or less.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of hung on and helped them out, you know.
Nobody knows how to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Put tents up. And
At one time, Duffy and I were driving winch
Mm-hmm.
at Overseas, and this Alec McPherson and Jimmy, Jimmy the guy. Jimmy the guy that didn't like people drinking.
Oh yeah, yeah,
What the hell was his name?
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So anyway, Alec, Duffy, he wanted us to pull the scow up, and we kind of stuck to our guns. Said, "Well, you're not supposed to pull the scow up with the ship's gear. Got to get a block in." So anyway, he went to the forepeak and he brought this great big Jesus block and tackle on his shoulder. He brought it and he threw it on deck. He's there. You want the block and tackle? Here it is. Hook it up. Jesus, Duffy looked at it. I looked at it. Greasy old thing. Holy my God. Didn't want to go near it. So finally we pulled the scow up. And we didn't use it. We pulled it up with a gear.
Yeah.
And then he wanted us to take it back. I said, "Well, you brought it. You take it back. We don't need it."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Block
Yeah.
and tackle, greasier than hell. Oh, ugly.
Yeah.
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 Duffy, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Elmer, his brother.
I remember how they used to bring the loads down, have to tip them over the Coleman and slide them down the timbers, and you had
I
to
know.
run up the sweat boards. They would never do that today. They'd never allow that today.
Yeah, and then that Nickel Matty.
Oh,
Nickel Matty there.
well, these guys don't know what nickel matty is. You should tell them what it was like to work that nickel matty.
Terrible. And hides. I worked hides once too. Only once though. That was it. Game over.
Same with me. Only once.
Only once.
I learned my
And
lesson.
wheat only once. It was in the deep tanks there.
Yeah.
They're pouring it in, and I'm shoveling. Little wee hole in the deep tanks there. That's all you could see. You're shoveling like hell. I bet you a lot of people sailed with them ships.
I would think so. A lot
I
of
would
people.
think, I
Yeah.
was thinking about that in the back of my head. Once I got out of there, that was it. I got a replacement, and that was it.
Mm,
Game over for me.
yeah.
No more of that, and no more hides, and no more wheat.
Well, the one thing I was topside on logs one time, and guys down below, how those slippery logs are sliding around, they get cold. I decided then, Dean, if it comes to logs down below, don't take that job. Go home. Just say, hey, I'm short a day's work.
Dangerous.
To me, it was not worth the job. It wasn't worth the money, the danger. So I never went down below on logs. I was out in the boom on logs. I was topside on logs, everything else, but never down below.
Yeah.
In all the years I worked, never go down below. Those logs are something else.
Yeah.
When you were young, it was okay. We'd have party on the booms.
Lots of stories. A lot of good times.
Oh yeah.
A lot of hard work, but it was really nice. A lot of good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good guys.
Yeah, I think back lots of times. I think about Herman and Charlie, Henry DeLorme, Don Hayden, Keith Burton,
Yeah.
Big Brooks, Charlie Marshall, all them guys.
What I knew about Keith Burton was when his cheeks started to get white, that was when you sort of moved away. He would be talking, or be sitting there having a drink, I don't know, some discussion or something, and you'd see him, the cheeks starting to get white. It was time to move to another table because he was getting mad.
Yeah. A good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I had a bunch of questions here, but I don't have them. They had a bunch of questions that I should ask you. But I was at a meeting and I haven't got them with me. The questions.
I'll drop over some other time and visit.
Yeah, I'm going to drop over.
Yeah.
And now that I know how to get here.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. And I know your phone number, so I can phone you up to make sure you're here, you're not someplace else.
Yeah.
Come.
Because sometimes they give me a good behavior pass and I go out for a couple hours.
Yeah.
know.
Good behavior, kid. Good behavior.
I could go out like the family could, like one day, Paul, Darcy was going to work, so he dropped me off. He picked me up here and dropped me off at the Legion.
Mm-hmm.
No, I went to the Moonrakers first. I bought him a beer. He said, I got to go to work. So I said, okay, drop me off at the Legion. So he dropped me off at the Legion, and then he's going to go to work. And Paul was getting off work, so Paul picked me up and drove me back here by 5. So it worked out good.
Yeah.
Where my daughter will drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's driving my car now because I'm not driving. So
Yeah. Now, did you ever drive a lift truck
I
on the job?
Yeah, I did on the dock there.
Yeah.
I went. This was a real funny one. One night, the only thing, one lift truck, so I took it. And remember, PCT 1A,
Yeah.
down by the old Queensboro Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ship there, Canadian ship. So anyway, Andy Kotowich was the foreman.
Oh, Andy Kotowich.
Yeah, he was a foreman. So anyway, he ordered a forklift driver, so I showed up. Jack, you my forklift driver? Yep, that's me. There, take that one. So I grabbed the machine. And you know who was on the dock was Nielsen. Nielsen, the guy that owns the Nielsen. He was the foreman. So
Russ Nielsen?
Yeah, Red Nielsen.
Oh, Red Nielsen.
Remember he had something wrong with him, like he was,
Yeah.
something wrong. He'd shake his head all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get out there and I'm putting my forks up. So I put them up. He'd say, up. I go up a little bit. He'd go, go down. I wasn't doing very good. Finally got out and I steered it in myself. After a few loads, I was doing fine. Just taken from the dock to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my forklift experience.
That was your forklift experience?
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked, yeah. That's the way.
But I had a hell of a time, though, with a guy that was supposed to train me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was trying to help me, but
But he was always moving.
yeah. So he'd say up, so I go up and say. So I just got out of the slide there and done it myself.
Yeah, I knew it.
It worked out.
Yeah, that's good.
That was my experience with forklifts.
Mm-hmm. What lumber did you mostly do? Was mostly done on the dock? Was it 3x9s? Was it 2-inch timbers? What was the most of the?
Well, I done a lot of checking there after when I didn't have to do all that bowl work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I figured
Checking was one of my best suits.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just sitting there, having an accountant at all. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I never forget the time there one time. Foreman, I had some foreman from Van. I rent a boss, they were short a foreman.
Mm-hmm.
They rented them from different companies, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was at PCT. No, not PCT. I was at Fraser Surrey Dock. So I'm counting my cargo. When it comes out, I'd count it and I'd mark it on a cigarette package. Circle it, how many bundles, and the mark. And it was raining out, so I kept my sheet in the tally shack nice and dry.
Mm-hmm.
Then at coffee time, I'd fill it all in nice, I'd tear up a cigarette, throw it away. And this foreman, for some reason, I don't know, I never had seen him before. Some guy knew that I didn't know. He said, I don't like the way you're checking. I said, well, I check like this all the time. And I've been doing it for some time. He said, well, I don't agree with that. I want you to mark every load down and every time it comes up, not on your cigarette package. I said, yeah, but I just transfer it later. No, that's not good enough. So anyway, I had to go for a pee, so I went out to the bull rail having a pee there. And anyway, I said, you were thinking about firing me. I said, just say the magic word, I was going to drop the cigarette package in the river. No, he says. I'm just joking. You would have been out there till midnight counting the pile.
Yeah.
So he changed his mind pretty quick. Never bothered me after that.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's a good story.
That's another story. It's
Yeah,
the facts.
yeah, that's a good story. That's the type of story I like to hear. Different things like that.
Yeah.
What machine at Western did you like the most?
I like digging 43.
Stacker 43.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Climbing up there. Yeah, that's all on my computer now.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I
on the
know.
machines. I was just out there last week.
I see they doubled up those dumpers there.
Yeah.
Well, I done that myself. I had a stick in one time. A guy came to relieve me. He said, who's running that? It's me. He says, who's running this one? That's me. Guy went out the door and come back in again. You put the stick in.
Yeah, you put the
Yeah, I
coffee
had the
stick
stick in there.
Yeah.
I done that a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
One time, that was funny. Al Puckmeyer was out there working with us, and I was cleaning the slurry pond behind old number 2. The slurry pond.
Yeah.
That's what my job, clean that out. So I was doing that, and Al came along. He said, "Come on, Jack." He said, "Come on for a smoke." He says, "I'll spell you off." So I'm sitting there against the bowl rail, having a cigarette, and Don Bloom drives up. He says to me, "You're supposed to be in the slurry pond." I said, "Well, Al's giving me a break." He says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm practicing to be a foreman." Burning rubber out of there.
Oh yeah, cold blue, no foreman, you know. Something else, you know. Dennis Sharp. Oh yeah.
So where are you living?
I'm living out at Langley City now.
Langley, eh?
Yeah, out there.
Well, you were always in Langley, were you?
Well, I was always in Brookswood, in Langley Township or Surrey.
Yeah.
I lived in Surrey for the last number of
Did
years.
you have a blood test too?
Yeah, I had it just today.
I did too.
So hey, this thing's
Don't
coming
want
off.
to
So put it in the. I'll put it in the garbage.
Right here.
Okay.
I'll put mine in there too.
Yeah. Well, I go down to New Westminster now, and I see where there's no docks there anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah, they built a park there.
Yeah,
I haven't even
they-
been down there.
Yeah,
They built a park.
yeah, they're building a park down
Yeah.
there and stuff. All the old
Taxes
places-
are going sky high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The places where we worked, you know, nobody will know about it anymore. This is why they want to.
Well, nothing but high rises.
Yeah.
High rise, no matter where you look.
Right. And that's when they want to get the stories about overseas and, you know, PCT and what happened and what it was like working there and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that was the good old days, believe me.
I mean, you know, that railroad, the old steam engine they had there, remember that? In the early 60s, they used to have it right below the lunchroom at PCT. They put the old steam engine in there and they used it for switching cars.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember that was at,
That's
62.
down by Gilly Brothers there,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No, it was right at PC. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you call it by Gilly Brothers, yeah. Yeah, Gilly Brothers. And that. Gilly Brothers was good to work for. My old man worked for them for a while. They were good to work for. Yeah.
So anything else new you can tell me? Or
Well, no, just wanted to know more about what you could tell about new machinery coming in. Remember the assassinators we used to work at on packaged lumber and how you had to pull them and he would come out and they would just about hit you? Those things, those assassinators we had to work with packaged lumber, I tell you. So one of the guys didn't get...
I didn't bother with those much. I don't think I worked them much.
No.
Mine was just done by in the earlier days.
Yeah.
Brute force.
Mm-hmm.
Sweat
Yeah.
run down the crack of your bum steady.
Yeah.
No picnic.
No picnic at all.
Christ almighty, and the creosote ties, winging them up in the hot sun and the
Yeah.
Liberty
ships.
in the shelter deck. Holy
Yeah.
Christ. Burn your eyes.
Yeah. Burn your eyes, stuff like that. It was, and then the packaged plywood, you had to wing up the 4 inches, you know, and push
Oh, I
them
know.
out, slide them in. And they get me to get under there and use my head. And it was so high as you could reach, as I could reach anyways. But,
Well, we got that through.
yeah.
No problem.
No, we could do just about anything on those ships, you know.
But it was a good place to work, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, then you're younger and you're better
Yeah.
shape.
You're younger and cheap, you know. You come out of there, we come out of there, we go to the Dunsmuir or the Windsor. We were
I'm in
pretty
good
solid.
shape now, but I'm pear-shaped.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to be pear-shaped too.
Yeah.
Pear-shaped, well, that's what I am.
I don't feel too bad,
No, not at all.
but I got to get over this. But I think that's too. I think I've had the bun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got full of cancer,
Mm-hmm.
cancer of the esophagus, and I had 24 treatments for radiation.
Oh yeah.
Christ, I've been in the hospital since a year, in July.
Oh yeah.
You know, July the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
They told me rush myself. Last July they told me rush myself to the hospital, emergency,
Yeah.
and I've been in and out of hospital since.
That's it.
So, been no picnic.
Yeah,
And all these tests and shit. And now I'm here in the home.
yeah,
3 meals a day, and that's
yeah. That's
it.
it.
You know,
Yeah. Well, they
3
say, you know.
grand, $3 grand later.
Yeah, $3,000 a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$3 grand a month.
Well, you know, you start with a baby and you got nothing. And you grow and you gather things and you gather things, and then halfway through your life you start losing things or selling things off, and you find up you end up again just a bed.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all
Same
it is.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, you end up just a bed.
Well, as long as we can still have a few laughs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
When you think of how long did you work now, Longstone? How many years?
I started in 58.
58. What time did you retire?
I changed over to West Shore,
Yeah, but what time did you?
and then I retired at 65 there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the hell that is.
58.
Okay, I started in 58.
And retired in 2000.
I started in 58. Jesus, I don't know how. I'm 82. I retired. I'm 82 now, so I retired at age 65.
55 years?
No,
No. What time did you retire?
I retired at age 65
And you started at what?
in 58.
Okay. Well, it must have been maybe 40 years. At 14. 65 minus 14. No, you started at what, 18 or 20? How old are you? Started along showing. 18?
No, I was older than that.
Okay.
Let's see, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, around there, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Made it. I don't know.
47 years. That's probably it. You were there 47 years. "47 years on the beach. You got lots of experience. Lots of things happen every day going down there.
I don't
Getting
got
out.
that much, 47.
Yeah, 47 or 48 years.
I started in
Yeah,
58.
yeah, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98. You know, it's 40, and then you went up. Yeah, 47 years or something like that. Yeah. Well, no, not that. 60.
No.
You started in 58, and you went from
Yeah, but it wasn't all at Roberts, it's at Roberts Banks.
yeah, but that's Longshore, and that was all under the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll put in my share.
yeah, you was at 65, and you're 82 now, so that's 65, 75. It's almost 20 years ago. 65, 75, 10,
I'm
15,
82.
18, 15, 80. Yeah, 18 years ago, 17 years ago. So you started in 58, and you went to 17 years. So. Okay, let me see here. Two. 1995 is you retired.
Yeah?
Yep. Minus 37 years. Yeah, you 37 years.
Yeah, and then I switched over to
Yeah.
Did we get a raise this year?
Yeah, we got a raise this year. $100 raise, about, I don't know, $6 per year per month.
Oh, that was January.
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, I think $6.36 or something.
Something like that, $6.36.
Yeah, $6.36.
Yeah.
That's the last one, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
Oh, was
Thank
that
you.
was that this year? we-
yeah, I just got it in January 30th. Yeah. Okay. We will call this an interview.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I'll phone you up and see if you got any more stories you can think of.
No, I can't
So that-
think of nothing.
Yeah, but if you do think of
Have
something,
a candy. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Here's some right there.
Okay.
Nip-
and if there's any,
nibbling on them. They're good nourishment.
if you think of anything, jot it down, and I'll give you a phone
I
call.
don't think there's much I can tell you.
Yeah.
More than all I've
Yeah.
told you.
Okay.
And those are good true stories.
Yep. Good too. Okay. So this is the end.
Too bad about old Chovichuk, eh?
Yeah. Too bad about him.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yep.